brave souls. Welcome to the Brave Evolution podcast. I'm your host, Chantel Hampton, and this is your boost of empowerment.
The Brave Evolution is all about you being brave enough to dig deep and face the fears, face the ugly, and face the horrible cards you were dealt, and allowing those beautiful jewels deep inside of you to take root and to grow.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I feel like it's been a little while. But I am so thrilled to be with you all today and to be able to share what I have to share today. It's been a little while because of kind of what I'm talking about today. I have been really focused on building what the Lord told me to build, and in that I've had to be real brave. I've had to be real brave. I've had to be really intentional about several things. And so today I just wanted to encourage you all to be brave enough to focus on the thing that you know you're supposed to execute, that you're supposed to do, that thing you might be procrastinating on, or that thing that when you start it, you get distracted. You lose focus, or you move on to something else, or you put it to the side. Part of that is procrastination, but also sometimes life happens in the midst of you trying to accomplish what it is that you desire to accomplish, and it causes you to kind of lose sight of the very thing that you initiated in the first place. So back, I want to say in March of this year, my church and I decided to partner on developing a creative arts summer program. Back in 1998, my family started a nonprofit organization called STAND. My parents did, and during that time, they helped so many youth through the arts, youth in the inner city of Boston, through developing programming that allowed these kids to, including myself, to use our artistic abilities, whether it be singing, dance, musicianship, anything like theater. We did everything. Use that to help kind of keep them focused and off the streets and out of trouble. And it was such a blessing. So back in 2009, I believe it was, the Lord gave me a vision to start a school. And y'all, when I tell you, I'm like, a school? What? Like, that was not my heart. I was thinking about being an artist, songwriter, getting my publishing up and all of that. And a school, I have had a history of teaching, and I enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed educating, but education was not my focus until the Lord made it my focus. But back in 2009, I had the dream and given the vision to start a school, and the kind of school it was going to be. And y'all, when I say from 2009 until now, I've been so scared to initiate it. Or until, let's say, the last 6 months, I've been so scared to initiate it. But it's also there's been a grace on that, because I've had to learn so much too, just about school development, about the educational system. I ended up going to school for my master's degree for educational leadership, politics, and advocacy. And then I started working in the school system and working with organizations, and that helped middle school and high school students. And So all of that was leading towards this. So in March of this year, we decided to partner on developing a creative arts summer intensive, CASI. And first of all, in order to accomplish this the way that we needed to accomplish it, I had to be so intentional and focused on the message, the curriculum, the people that we selected. Thankfully, we had everybody in-house, but the guest artists or the guest visiting artists that we had speak to the students, really intentional. And it took a lot of time. It took a lot of focus and a lot of effort. And then at the same time, I've been working on, okay, how can I allow this vision or this program, how can I allow that or cause that to feed into the next thing? And so all of this I've been writing down. I've been working on while building a business, while also having another functional business that we're building and that we're working with and that we are actively managing and operating. And so it takes a lot of focus and dedication. One thing I would encourage everybody that has a vision, that desires to build something, really, and I put this on my Instagram page, and if you're not following me on Instagram, please do so. My handle is at Chantel Hampton. But it's so important that you ask yourself, do you have a vision and is it clear? Do you have a vision and is it clear? My vision and my vision statement is to inspire and to empower anybody I meet through what I produce. It's to educate, empower, and inspire. And so that's what I do. No matter what circle I'm in, no matter what it is that I'm producing or doing, I'm educating, empowering, and inspiring. And so it's important that you know what your overarching theme of life is. I know for me, my overarching theme of life is being brave. I know that in order to educate, empower, and inspire, I have to be brave enough to do that because I'm naturally shy. I would rather not speak to anyone. I would rather go hide in my room, read a book, write, be an introvert. But that's not my purpose. And that's not how God positioned my life. So in that case, it takes me out of my comfort zone in a lot of ways. And it allows me to reach people in ways that I would have never reached by being stuck in my room, you know? So one thing, what is your vision clear? That's super important. The next thing is, do you have clear goals around that vision to accomplish that vision? So part of my, hang up, and it has been my hang up for a long time, is that I like so many different things, and I can be a little bit of a scatterbrain because I like so many things. It's actually calmed down a lot since I've gotten older, but I enjoy so much. I enjoy learning. I enjoy creating in many different facets. So I was the kid that always had some sort of arts and crafts project. I was always doing something with my hands, whether it be like doing like the what's it called, the lanyard things, or like the, what's it called, man, I can't think of the word. It's like the plastic string and you make the little cobra and all that stuff. I used to do those, or embroidery, like bracelets, friendship bracelets. I was always making something, jewelry, latchwork, rug things. Always doing something. And then, so that was that side. Then I always did hair. So I used to do all my dolls' hair. When my aunt taught me how to cornroll, it was over. And so I was always doing hair. And then it was music. And then it was writing. And then it was always something. It was always something creative, though. So I was always interested in multiple things. And with that, sometimes knowing what to focus on can be extremely difficult, especially when you're good at kind of all of them. And then people call on you, and especially like if you're starting to make money at this stuff, people call on you to utilize your different gifts because they've seen you do it. But is it distracting or is it purposeful? And that's a very important question to ask. So your goals are going to help you know what is a distraction. If this is not pointing in the direction of my goal, then I'm being distracted. I can be very militant is not the word, but I guess sometimes it can be. It can be when I get focused on something, I'm extremely focused on it. So it becomes like, no, I'm not doing that. But that's something that I had to learn. When I was younger, at like 14, 15 years old, maybe 16, like my dad, who was my coach, used to just like fuss at me because I'd get up, like a friend calls me and like, want to go there? He's like, well, don't you have a project to finish? What's more important, the project or hanging out with your friends? He was like, like you don't accomplish anything by consistently having leisurely time. You might set a day aside or a time aside where you do that. But if somebody wants to hang out and waste time every single day, that's a waste of time. You're not focused. And I had to learn that young. And so now I'm very protective of my time, of my space, of my energy, because on top of that, I battle a chronic illness that if I'm not careful, I'd be exhausted. So I go out, hang out, and I'll use all my energy there. I can't accomplish anything anywhere else. So do you have set goals? Are your goals clear? Do you have short-term goals and do you have long-term goals? When you set long-term goals, I tend to set my long-term goals from 3 to 5 years out based around my vision. So my vision is to educate and empower and inspire anybody that I meet through what I produce. So my first question is, what am I producing? So if this season of my life is, at one point it was producing music. In that season of my life, I produced music that was encouraging, that it was empowering, it was inspiring, and I educated through that. I taught at a music school. So those were goals, and I applied to that music school. Like all those things. Like I put my goals towards that vision. Now in this stage of my life, my vision is the overarching picture. My production, what I'm producing, is an environment for education, a school for middle schoolers and high schoolers, and then programs for college students and beyond. So I am producing projects that automatically are infused with education, empowerment, and inspiration. All right. And then my goals around that. So my long-term goals are based around the school, based around the programming. My short-term goals, okay, what am I doing with my life now to set me up to have success for those long-term goals, or to work into tying into those long-term goals? Very important. What are your short-term and long-term goals? That helps you focus, and you keep them in front of you. I have them written down in my journal first, because that's where I kind of jot things down and get them out of my head. I have them written down in my notebook where I do all my planning. I have them written down in my planner where I have my dates, and then I start putting dates down and like deadlines for myself. And then I have them on my computer to remind me of when, I have them written down and in front of my face. Not only do I have those written down, I have my vision written down, the whole vision of the school, what it looks like, I have it written down in several places. I have pictures, in several places to remind me this is my focus. Don't let anybody take your focus. In the Bible, when Nehemiah was instructed to build a wall, people were trying to get him off that wall. He stayed on that wall because he had a purpose. When Noah was building the ark, he had a focus. I love the movie Evan Almighty, because in that movie, the way that it was depicted, God did not allow Evan Baxter to get distracted by work, by people, by his family. He had to stay focused because there was a time frame in which he had to be prepared in order to preserve those people around him. He had to save those people. So if he was not in place, and if he was distracted and still focused on what he was doing politically, he would not have been able to be ready in time enough to protect those people from the dam breaking. Okay, so that's my lesson in life. Sometimes you are going to be moved and pulled away from things because your focus should be the very thing that you've been told to build and instructed to build, because it's not for you. It's not about your dreams being fulfilled. It's not about you living an American, quote unquote, American dream or wherever. It's not about you getting the nice car and the fancy house and all of that stuff. It's not about that. It's bigger. So a lot of times when your vision, you have a vision and you've been given a vision, your vision is not for yourself. Your vision is for all the people you are going to reach and bless. I always equate vision, or when I think about vision, I think about Walt Disney a lot. But with Walt Disney, yes, he gained from that. He was very wealthy from his vision, and so were the people around him. But so were the people around him. And now, because he initiated that, people are still living off of that vision. Families are still being blessed because of that vision. Families and people, I mean, I've worked on Disney property, and to see how many people are employed and are really, their families are taken care of because of that vision. That's what a vision is, and that's what you're able to sustain and hold. When you're able to sustain and have the capacity to reach and touch so many people, you have a solid, good vision. Okay, so you have to stay focused, and you have to set those goals so that those people that you have to reach are actually blessed and touched. What are your priorities? When you have your vision, when you have your goals and you have your vision clear, your priorities then really come into play. What are your top 3 to 5 priorities? For me, it's my relationship with God. It's my family. Take that back. It's my relationship with God. It's my health. It's myself and how I'm taking care of myself. It's my family. All right. Then it's my business. It's my business and what I've been called to build. And then it's my community. So those all work together, and they're interchangeable, but those are my priorities. If you do not fit, or if those things do not fit within my priorities, it's a waste of time and it's a distraction. If somebody calls me to go out and this is so dramatic, but somebody calls me, it's like, yo, I want to go rob a bank. You down? No, I'm not. That's a distraction. It's a terrible one. But no, that's a complete exaggeration. But no, that's the point. Like, if somebody's calling you every day and they want to sit there and waste your time when you know you have the top 4 things or top 3 to 5 things, these are your priorities. Is it distracting you from your faith and your walk with God? Is it distracting you from taking care of yourself, your health, your mind, your body? Is it distracting you from taking care of your family and being there for your family? Are you being distracted? Your priorities, when your priorities are set, it keeps you in line and helps you focus. And then the last thing is, are you content? Contentment, and I posted this, but contentment, a lot of times there's a negative connotation around contentment, especially in this society. Everybody's like, get more, strive more, get money, go. And that's a blessing and a curse. More, in a lot of ways, it's more so of a curse. In your striving to get more, often you forget what you've already acquired. Your priorities get thrown out of whack. You're tired, you're exhausted, you can have the propensity to burn out. You can lose focus on what the actual vision really is and was. So the striving 9 times out of 10 comes from a lack of contentment, a lack of acknowledgement of where you are and having gratitude for that place. I had to learn to be content when I could no longer strive and move around and do the most. I had to learn to be content with my beautiful 1-bedroom apartment, the furniture, the clothes I had, the food I had to eat, the friends I had around, the silence. I had to learn to be content. I had to learn to be content when I didn't have my own place and when I was living with my family in my aunt's house while my dad was transitioning. I had to learn how to be content in that place. Can you be content in life no matter where you are? That's a very important part of helping you focus. Because if you're not content, 9 times out of 10, you will allow yourself to be easily distracted by things that seem like they are fulfilling you, but they're false fulfillment. It's false fulfillment because you're not going to be fulfilled, because even in those things, you will not be content. You have to be content where you are. You have to learn how to be content with what you have. No matter how grand it seems. No, I don't know why I did the quotes there, but no matter how grand it seems to those on the outside, no matter how small it seems to those on the outside, who cares? What brings you joy? What are the intangibles that bring you peace? What are the intangibles that bring you hope? Think on those things. Think on those things, because it's in that contentment that you're able to actually breathe and trust, and then have clarity on how you move forward. The clarity that you have moving forward and the clarity that you have in the now is really what helps you solidify your focus and maintain your focus. So, brave souls, I'm sorry, I'm in a parking lot. I'm just watching to see who's here. I want to encourage you to jot those down. Your vision, your goals, your priorities, and ask yourself, are you content? All right? I love you all. I hope that was encouraging. I hope that was helpful. If it was, I ask that you please like, and if you haven't already, subscribe, and please share it with someone. I really appreciate your support and your love. It's been a blessing to me. Until next time, be healthy, be divine, and be brave. All right? God bless you.